Guys, welcome to the Homestead. So today we're going to talk about our fig tree. We have this fig tree that I planted a number of years ago. It has since it started off as a little tiny thing and then just exploded, and it's kind of creeping everywhere. And so years ago, I did a video visiting a master gardener at his house, and he is the one who actually gave me this start. And the way he gave me the start is he went out to a tree that was probably a little bigger than this for a fig tree, and then he took an axe and cut a chunk of root ball off, and I went home with that root ball and a couple stems, and from there it grew into this. And so fig trees are one of the most easiest things to propagate. You can basically cut off a stem here, a piece of branch, and root it in water and it will go. However, there are quicker ways to get that thing off to a more sizable tree by cutting off a chunk of the root ball and then transplanting the root ball instead of just the stem or the piece of twig or whatever. So today, that's what we're gonna do. Let's give you a closer look at the root ball. Now there was about 1.5 to 2 feet of leaves. Look at all these leaves I pulled out of there. All these leaves. So I had to pull all those leaves, rake all those leaves out of there and expose the root ball. And if you look down here, you can see just different segments of this thing. There's a big segment there. Segment over here, there's a segment in the back. But if you look at down below, all of these roots coming off of that, these are all roots from the root ball spreading out and heading outwards. All of these are roots coming off that root ball and trying to propagate itself outwards and then spring up new shoots that will grow into part of that tree. And so what you can do is go back towards this root ball. And I'm going to make a cut, I think, right there. Let me show you what that looks like as I zoom out. So there's this root ball right here. I'm going to take that section of the root ball and I'm going to cut in right about there and then hack outwards and then take that entire root ball up. And I'm going to put it in that big old hole. So I dug these holes this morning. I got 3 of them, one there and one there. So 3 holes. And I'm going to divide this up into, I'm going to take 3 sections off of it and put it in those 3 holes. And then of course I'll leave the center part to continue to propagate on. And it'll take some time maybe for this to recover, but these should have no problem getting started and in the next year or two producing, having a good enough size to produce a lot of figs. This produced fantastic last year, had all kinds of figs all over it. The kids loved eating those. So, and I love those. I want to get enough fig trees where I can start canning figs. That's my goal with all of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut these up into different sections, and I'll show you the sections when we're done cutting it up and what we're going to be putting in the holes. So here's our 3 root balls, 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna go ahead and put these in the 3 holes. We're gonna put some manure in there with them, cover it with the rest of the dirt that I have here, and then go ahead and top it off with some of the leaves that we have on the side here. And then those will grow. They'll do fine this summer, and they may have a little bit of a transplant shock, but not much. When I brought this one home, I did have a little bit of that, but it was actually smaller than these root balls, so these should actually do better. And then we'll take some dirt, cover this up, because we have so much root structure here. And these roots, a lot of them will put out shoots on their own. In fact, some of these, I can't see one right now, but there was a number of shoots already starting to come up for the summer. But this root structure right here is going to probably produce new shoots for this fig tree. So anyway, we'll take care of all this, and then there you go. That's how you propagate a fig tree. Well, there you go. This is how we're spreading our fig trees around the homestead. I may go ahead and dig 2 more holes, and that main root ball, I'll split it up just a little bit more and see if I can get something else going. I want to be able to make as many fig trees as possible. Like I said, I really would like to start canning figs. I know some of my audience does that. You have left comments before, so thank you for basically motivating me to do the same thing. I love figs. The kids love figs. And that's the thing. You got to grow what will grow what will do well without the least amount of input from your part, because your time is limited. You're dealing with all these things. And so you want low maintenance items that you're growing, and you want things that people will eat. There's no point in growing something that no one's going to like. I mean, I don't like eggplant. I don't like eggplant. And so I'm not going to grow it because I'm not going to eat it. I don't think my kids are going to eat it. They don't really like it either. And so I'm not going to grow eggplant. Grow the things that you know you like. Grow the things that you know will grow well. And fig trees will grow well here. It's very easy to propagate these things. You can take almost, like I said before earlier in the video, you can take almost any cutting from a fig tree and root it inside of a glass of water. Fig trees are really easy to propagate. You will get a jump start if you take from the root ball and get a few stems that way and then plant that, put that in a hole. You'll get more of a jump start on that. The thing that's most important when it comes to fig trees, if you're interested in this, is to go ahead and find something that grows locally already and is doing well. Don't just order some fig starts on the internet and expect it to grow. There are cold tolerant and heat tolerant varieties of fig trees, and you want to make sure that you get something that's good for your environment, for where you live. So my best recommendation is to find someone with a fig tree near you who will let you at least get a cutting from it or propagate from the root ball, whatever, but get something that is growing and growing well in your area. The worst thing you could do is spend a bunch of money at some online nursery and they'll send you some starts and they freeze to death the first winter. That would not be good. Okay, that's about it on the figs. I want to go ahead and throw a shout out for our, these are our shower buckets that we sell on our website. They are no more. We sell about 10 or 12 of these per year, and the cost is just getting too expensive to make these anymore. Everything with inflation is going up, and so we're just going to give a last shout out. I think I got about a dozen of these listed on the website. So if you're interested in a shower bucket, you go camping. These are great for camping. These are great for off-grid living. If you need a shower bucket, brand new shower buckets, these are ready to go, and they have a shutoff valve. And they've been machined and widened because you have to, in order to get the pressure from the gravity, you have to basically drill out these pieces here. And so that's all been done for you. And these are great to be just hanging up, under a tree or wherever you want to hang it, so you can take a shower. It's about, I think it's a 2.5 gallon bucket, I believe, and 10 quart galvanized pail. And you'll get some good use out of it. This is what we use for the majority of the time we started living off grid in the house. And when we turn the water off, we still use it. I have all the apparatus and stuff and rigging above to still use it if I need to in an emergency. But these work fantastic, but we're not making them anymore. This is it. Once these are sold out, it's all gone. It's just not worth it anymore to get the parts with the rising prices and the rising cost of shipping and all this stuff. So I think it's $90, $90 free shipping. Okay. But when they're gone, they're gone. If you're interested, get them. Other than that, we'll do some other videos for gardening. I got all kinds of gardening plans coming up. We're going to talk about this guy coming up. Yeah, that guy. This guy is a lifesaver in the garden. We'll talk about that coming up, and some other things I got here that I want to share with you when it comes to gardening this year to help give you a heads up on some of the things you might be dealing with, things that I know I have dealt with in the past. So, all right, guys, hey, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button before you go, and be sure to share this on social media. If you notice, we don't put ads in our videos. I hate watching a video where midway through I'm watching a video and there's an ad, and I have to walk over to the video because sometimes I'm listening for it. I skip it if it allows me to skip. and then continue on with the video. And then sometimes videos I have to do like 2 or 3 times. It's annoying. I hate it. And we don't do it. That's because I have an advertiser at the end of my videos, Genesis Gold Group. If you have a locked-in 401k IRA and you want to get that out of the market because you have no idea where that money is, and you're reading the statements and it's like going down every year, get into something physical, Genesis Gold Group can help you do that. So that's that advertiser. That's why I don't have ads in my videos, because they're really annoying. All right, guys. See you next time in the homestead. Bye. This is Grandma. Grandma survived the Great Depression. She survived the Great Depression because her supply chain was local and she knew how to do stuff. Grandma was smart. Grandma told us to make do with what you got. She also said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Homesteading is all about self-reliance and declaring ourselves to be independent from the system. We grow our own food, we raise our own animals, and doing these things helps safeguard our families from the unpredictable world that surrounds us. But what about banking? I love being my own power company, but what about being my own bank? Right now, our country is over $30 trillion in debt and rising. The Fed keeps printing money, and the Congress won't stop spending money. Staying attached to the modern banking system and their investment vehicles is like putting all of your eggs in one very, very fragile basket. On one side, you have the threat of inflation and your savings value floating away. And the other side is a possible deflationary stock market collapse, just like what happened in the 1930s. Genesis Gold Group is like a basket holding eggs, and these eggs are impossible to break. History shows us that all paper investments have and will return to their intrinsic value eventually. 0. But gold, silver, and other precious metals have never, ever been worthless. In every collapse throughout history, people have turned back to precious metals to find monetary value. If you have a 401k, an IRA, or a savings account where you're literally watching the purchasing power inflate away, give Genesis Gold Group a call right now, today, this instant. They can develop a strategy for you and the days ahead. I can tell you how I raise sheep, I can tell you how I raise chickens, or the best way to grow tomatoes, or how to hook up a solar panel. But Genesis Gold Group is your best shot at safeguarding your hard-earned savings and investments during this increasingly turbulent time in history. The link and phone number is in the description below, or visit their website at genesisgoldgroup.com. And be sure to say you heard about them from An American Homestead. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of An American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.